Okay, we should be good.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our FWAFA Middle School and High School virtual Meet the Teacher and Information Night. I am Dr. Jennifer Jackson, the very proud principal at FWAFA, and we are going to start by introducing to you our who's who at the Texas Center for Arts and Academics. And that starts with Dr. Patricia Thompson, our interim CEO and Chief Executive Officer. So I will pass the baton to you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual Meet the Teachers Night. So I'm Dr. Thompson. I've been your interim CEO for the past year. And tonight, your principal, Dr. Jackson, has put together just a really impressive virtual presentation that will soothe your worries about how your students will fare over the next many weeks as they begin school virtually. So we're so proud of the hard work and commitment of the administration and the teachers and the staff at FWAFA that we will begin school on time on Monday, August 17th. Now, it may not be what we had all envisioned for our first day back, but Dr. Jackson and her crack team have put together an awesome curriculum and plan. So they have overcome many, many obstacles, starts and stops, as we've navigated the ever-changing climate of the pandemic's effects. If this was a marathon, I am sure it has felt like that for many. They all deserve gold medals. Most of our teachers and staff didn't have much of a summer vacation. They knew what they had to do to get us to next Monday, and they never hesitated. And they continue to amaze me and impress me every day. These next many weeks will be different, so they may cause some stress and anxiety. And we understand because we all have stress and anxiety, but we want to assure you that we have this. We want you to know that we're here for you also, and for your students. We have your backs. And remember that this is not forever. So in the meantime, while the teachers are teaching virtually over the next many weeks, we are working on finalizing our plans for when the students all come back in person, because that is going to happen. They're all going to come back in person. We will be ensuring that our schools comply with all of the state, local, federal health and education experts. And remember, again, that this will pass. So my father used to say these words to me when I was eating an ice cream cone: nothing lasts forever. And he was right. That applies right now. So remember, nothing lasts forever, and this is not going to last forever. So in the days and the months ahead, we will eventually transition back to being together in the same place once again. Yay. It will be a celebration to end all celebrations and something that we can really look forward to. So what will be especially important as we reflect on this time is that how we all came together, how we're all united by one mission, and how we supported one another and challenged our minds and our souls to move forward in a positive light. So how we act during times of adversity is a true testimony to our spirit. So let's all roll up our sleeves and together help to grow our students in the world of the arts and academics. And I really want to say thank you to each and every one of you tonight for all that you have done and continue to support our most precious students. So at this time, I would like to invite our Director of Community Programs, Ms. Shana Ferraro, to talk to you about our after-school conservatory programs.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Thompson. Thank you to Dr. Jackson for giving me time to speak this evening. I am so excited to welcome back our FWAFA family, all of our returning students, and definitely all of our new families that I had the joy of meeting throughout your audition workshops and audition processes. I am thrilled that these two groups together make up our FWAFA family for this upcoming year. And I wanted to just briefly remind everyone about our amazing conservatory programs. These are our after-school arts classes for any student in the community ages 3 through 19. We have the Texas Art Conservatory, Texas Dance Conservatory, and Texas Music Conservatory. All three of these programs offer classes starting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon on weekdays or Saturday mornings, and it's a great way for our students to add even more fine arts training in their schedules. We will be starting all of our classes online, but they will be taught live through an online platform with our fantastic teachers until we're able to gather in person for our classes. The teachers will continue to focus even while students are training at home, helping to make sure that our students continue to advance technically, as well as building that fun community that our kids crave in their after-school programming. Registration is open now, and you can find all of the class schedules easily on our website. When you visit artsacademics.org, you find the conservatory tab, and it'll take you to all 3 of our programs. Classes will begin the week of August 24th, and we hope that you'll take advantage and get your kiddo enrolled so that they can enjoy as much arts training as possible in their lives. Dr. Jackson, thank you again for giving me some time tonight.
Also joining us tonight is Monica Sheehan. She is our marketing and communication department.
Hello, Dr. Jackson, thank you for your time. Looking forward to getting to know all of the families this year. My name is Monica Sheehan. I am the marketing communications manager. I do several things for the organization and the schools, but I do interact directly with parents in means of bragging specifically. I think that's the thing that people should probably be most excited about and know me for. So what you can do is you can reach out to me at any point in the year if your kid has an accomplishment or something that you would like to share. The avenues that we can do that on are social media. So we have Facebook and Instagram accounts, as well as the lobby monitor once we are back in the school. So people who've been with us for a while have seen that when you come into the building, right there in the lobby, there is a big screen. And a lot of the time students will have up their accomplishments, other performances they're doing out in the community. We post pictures of things that are happening in the school, events and news that parents might even need to know about. So it's really a great place for everyone to kind of come check out. And I see kids throughout the day stopping there, and they get excited when they see themselves. So even like if you want to surprise them and put it up there, birthday messages, anything is welcome. And you can just email me at monica.sheehan@artsacademics.org. And I will post that in the chat section. Another thing that I do is I help manage the website. So myself and my graphic designer, Samantha Morales, we helped build a new website over the summer with the development team. And now we manage that, making sure that it's easily accessible and intuitive for our families. So anytime you are having difficulty navigating or you need to find something, or if you have suggestions, you're more than welcome to send those into our department. And then the last thing that you really need to know about is that we do send out the TCAA newsletter. I have reached out recently just on Facebook and email asking that people make sure that they sign up to receive that and add us as what is the word? Help me.
A contact?
Yes, a contact. Thank you. So you'll want to add, it'll be info@artsacademics.org as a contact in your email. And that way we're not going to spam or junk, because we do include TCAA updates as well as school updates in there. I've started linking the principal newsletters, quick links for things that parents need to access, calendar links. So really it's your go-to for everything TCAA, even our like summer programs and after school conservatories that Shayna mentioned before are in there. So those are the things that you can reach out to me for. And again, my name is Monica. Thanks.
Thanks, Monica. So thank you, Texas Center for Arts and Academics, for being here. We're going to switch gears a little bit and now introduce our who's who at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. So like I said at the beginning, I am Jennifer Jackson, the very proud principal at Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts. And I'm joined this evening by my right-hand guy, Mr. Omar Mendez. He is our associate principal. He oversees all that fun stuff like technology and textbooks and attendance credit recovery and student discipline. So He is joining us tonight. And then we also have another right-hand person is Crystal Sisk. You may have remembered her from your elementary days as your elementary counselor, but she is also here this evening as our Section 504 coordinator. And then we have the other right-hand person, Miss Van Dyke. She is our middle school and high school counselor, and she is also a senior sponsor. Two new faces that I want to introduce to everyone this evening are Shatara Warner. She is our new campus secretary, and also Darrison Ware. These are the two faces that you will see as you enter the building, or if you call the school, that's who will be answering the phone. She is your one-stop shop for any question that you might have. So just to start off tonight, I like to call the Fort Worth Academy of Fine Arts the little gem of the Fort Worth arts community, where we are making magic every day. And just like any other year where we would have those creative juices flowing, this year will be just the same. This is the time in the presentation when I'm going to virtually introduce you to your teachers by asking you to go to the website and go to administration and faculty. And then if you click on each of your teachers' pictures, you can see their introduction video. About a week ago, I sent teachers an assignment. They had homework over the summer where they were to create a little short commercial about their class so that you could get to know them better before you join up in our 100% at-home learning model, and you could find out a little bit about your teachers and about your classes. So when this presentation is over, I invite you to go to our webpage and watch those videos. Then I also just wanted to take a moment to talk to you parents. As a parent myself, I feel like the biggest decision or the most critical decision that I have ever made in my child's life is choosing their education. It all starts from the start. And I just want you to feel rest assured that your students are in the right hands. An arts education is extremely powerful. The arts build self-confidence. Students have a better understanding of themselves. Their verbal and communication skills absolutely soar. They have improved cognition, and something that the arts do so well is really teaches that growth mindset. So I love that the arts brings that about in all of our students. And then also there's a link here, and I'm going to send these slides out after this presentation, but I also invite parents to go and read this study. It's very compelling. Students who are exposed to the arts and to a great degree, like the more arts that they're exposed to, are more likely to score higher on their SATs. And it ranges between 100 to 150 points. So I think that's an incredible testament to the power of an arts education. Something else I just want to highlight about our school is we have some things that I call signature practices. And those include community circles and respect agreements and tribe agreements. So for our new families who are joining our family, when your students come home or start talking about these things, you'll have be familiar with them. So our community circles are a tool that our teachers use to build classroom community. They're also great to help solve classroom problems. We also use respect agreements, and that's where students all have a voice and a sense of agency over how their interactions will be in the classroom. And then we also have school-wide tribe agreements. So you can just jot those words in your memory, because you will definitely hear your students talking about these things. Also, I want to start the presentation off with one of my favorite weeks at FWAFA, and that is Howdy Week. So it's a long-standing tradition at FWAFA to welcome our students back to school the second week of school with some fun dress-up days. So this year, our senior class has come up with some really good ones, all to be in our at-home learning environment. And we have Manic Monday, Tis the Season Tuesday, Work from Home Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, and Flapjack Friday. So make sure that you are sending your pictures to Miss Monica, and she will get those out for everyone to see. The seniors are also planning a in-school version when we get back, and it's going to be called Homecoming. I love that name. I love that concept. So I can't wait to see what our amazing seniors class of 2021 have in store for us. Also, if you're new to us, and even if you're returning, as you know, FWAFA is a literal like universe of fun things to do and just a multitude of ways to get involved. One of the things that I absolutely love about FWAFA is that students do not have to pick a particular track of fine arts. They can dabble here and there and really hone their expertise in a variety of areas. So if something interests you, maybe you've never, explored singing, but you just feel like maybe you're a singer inside, you can absolutely do that. And Miss Van Dyke is the person to talk to for that. So I encourage you to get involved and to try new things when you're at FWAFA. And then also we have lots of clubs and organizations for you to choose from as well. Everything from National Junior Honor Society for our middle schoolers to film club. So if you have an interest or if you are really good at something, there's lots of ways that you can express that in our clubs and organizations. Then also I wanted to share with our new families some of the highlights of the year. I already touched on Howdy Week, but you're also going to hear a word called doodah. So doodah is when our big kids, our high schoolers, put on like a party, so to speak, for our elementary kids. And I think that is one of the really special things about FWAFA. It's this unique little unicorn because it's really 4 schools in one. You have an elementary school, you have a middle school, a high school, and then an arts academy on top of that. So it's always fun to see what we call the bigs with the littles, and that happens at the doodahs. And then we have lots of dress up days. We have a FWAFA talent show. There's something like every couple of weeks, we have something fun to do and for you to be super involved at school. So that's the fun side of things. Now I'm going to turn to the academic side of things, and we're going to talk about the 100% at-home learning that's going to be happening over the next few weeks. And I know everyone has lots of questions about what school is going to look like when we go back to in-school learning. But right now, there is so much to know and understand about the 100% at-home learning that the whole rest of my talk tonight is just about that. And then when we get closer to transitioning to being in the building, we'll have another one of these and we'll go through the nitty gritty and all the fine details of being in the building. But for tonight, it's all about 100% at home learning. So our teachers came back on Monday. That was just 2 days ago. And 2 words that we have really been examining and fostering in our memories are resilience and grace. And that's what this year is going to be all about. Just to put some things in perspective, since August 10th, that was just 2 days ago, to August 16th, that's Sunday, the first day of school eve, we will launch 330 different Google Classrooms in 10 grade levels and in 4 fine arts areas. So that is a tremendous task, and I applaud. I'm going to give our teachers a round of applause because they are literally working around the clock to make this happen. I keep telling everybody that we are building the rocket ship as we fly it, but luckily our teachers are rocket scientists and they make it look easy. And they are planning some really fun and exciting lessons for you. In addition to those 330 Google Classrooms, we will also be deploying 650 student Google accounts. And we have 60 teachers and staff who will lovingly nurture 650 fabulous FWAFA students. So the learning model that we're using during our 100% at-home learning time is synchronous and asynchronous. These are like new vocabulary words for me, synchronous and asynchronous. So synchronous is similar to when we're at school. It's two-way and it's real-time instruction. Kind of like what we're doing now. Asynchronous is instruction that is self-paced and students complete it on their own time independently. So our model is a mix of asynchronous with synchronous time built in to the schedule each day. So students will have both kinds of learning in our 100% at-home learning model. So you might be asking yourself, like, what will my students' day look like? It's going to look drastically different than the way it looked in the spring. So students will synchronously follow an abbreviated version of their in-school schedule. And FWAFA follows what is called a modified block schedule in middle school and high school. And I'm going to show you an example in just a minute. When they're done with their synchronous learning time, that's like their face-to-face time with their teacher, we have built in flex time so that we can really cater instruction to students' individual learning needs. And I'm going to show you examples of that. So a modified block schedule means that on Mondays, students go to all 8 of their classes. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, they go to their odd classes. And on Wednesdays and Fridays, they go to their even classes. Now, I don't know if you're like me, parents, but when that like gives me a headache sometimes when I think about it. But our kids are so smart, they have it all figured out like by the first day of school. So Mondays, they see all of their classes and they're in little 25-minute chunks. So you can look along the left-hand side of this table to see those little 25-minute chunks that they'll be jumping on and off of Zooms with their teachers. Then they have a lunch break, and then they have what we're calling fine arts or academic flex time. And a variety of things could be happening during that flex time. Depending on the student, some students will be done for the day and they are logged off and finished. Some students may have some math problems to complete. Some students might have a rehearsal. Some students might be joining a teacher for a small group tutoring session. Just imagine a class like a real world school in the physical form. After school, it's these same kinds of activities will be happening in that fine arts or academic flex time. And here's a Tuesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, Friday schedule. So it's that odds on Tuesdays and Thursdays and evens on Wednesdays and Fridays. And those chunks of time are longer. So teachers will really be able to dig deep and really teach those concepts. Some great conversations that we've been having with teachers is for them to, in these first few weeks, really assess where students are in their learning. As we all know, there were some learning that was left unfinished in the spring. And so teachers are going to be working really hard with our students to assess where that learning was unfinished. And we're going to be working on filling up those gaps this year. So we're going to use that extended time for teachers to do that. And then the academic and fine arts flex time is from 2 to 4:30. So to keep all of this straight, we've created a student schedule organizer. When you click on it, it forces you to make a copy. And once it loads, there's tabs at the bottom. The first one that opens is the elementary one, but the middle school, high school one is on the second tab. So it's just a convenient place for you to write your schedule and write your teacher and then put the Zoom link where your synchronous meeting will happen. And I'm going to show you where that Zoom link is in just a minute. So that's the organizer. And then you might be wondering if teachers will hold a Zoom meeting every day. The answer to that is most likely. The number of Zoom meetings per day will vary by grade level, but there will always be that time slot for it to happen. It may look like this. A teacher may log on with their students and present a concept and then give them some math problems to work, and they work on it, and then they log back in that hour to talk about those problems. Or the student could stay on the Zoom just for that teacher feedback until everyone joins back in. So they're going to take a lot of different forms. That gets me to this question. So what will students do on the Zooms? And as you know, we have the most creative teachers on the planet. So they may be watching a teacher demonstration. They might be listening to a mini lesson. They might be working in a cooperative group or sharing in small group discussion and then coming and having a whole group discussion. There's lots of different things that we can do on Zoom besides what I call sit and get. Students will be very actively engaged during that time. Then what is I've talked about this already, the fine arts flex time, but it's just that time that we have set aside for auditioned ensembles to meet on a regular basis and for fine arts teachers to work with small groups of students. So for middle school, here is the calendar of events. And for those of you who are new to us, it is like alphabet soup at FWAFA. I mean, we even call ourselves by alphabet, FWAFA. That lets you know right away. So we have ABCT, and that's our dance company, and SGT, our Singing Girls of Texas, Middle School Musical Theater, our Texas Boys Choir, and our Young Men's Ensemble. So you can read that slide. And just a reminder, I'm sending these slides out this evening so that you can take a look at these. But this will happen during that fine arts flex time. Then in high school, we have all of our other auditioned ensembles, ADC, SGT, AMTC, Academy Singers, Young Women's Ensemble, Young Men's Ensemble, and then advanced acting will also be meeting, but theirs is going to maybe look a little different. So Miss Davis is going to let you know about that. Then, one of the very most important things that you're going to do every day is show us that you are present in this at-home learning model. And students will demonstrate that they are present by answering the attendance check question in their Google Classroom for each of their classes every single day. And that question will open at 8 o'clock and it will close every night at 11:59 p.m. So the very most important thing you'll do every single day is go into every single one of your Google Classrooms and answer that question so that you don't have to go see Mr. Mendez for credit recovery, because nobody wants to do that. In high school, in order to earn credit, you have to be present 90% of the time. So put it in your planner, put it in your phone, set yourself a reminder that every day you're going to go in and answer that attendance check question. Then communication will look a little different this year if you are returning. Last year, we used Jupiter Ed for teacher communication, but teacher communication this year will be through Google Classroom, and you'll be hearing from your teachers on a basically a daily basis. That's one of the things I love about Google Classroom, is that it really streamlines communication between the teacher and the student and the teacher and the parents. We're reserving Jupiter Ed for all school announcements that are made by me or Mr. Mendez or the counselors or club sponsors. And where do you look for grades? So students will have a minimum of 12 grades, and they're going to receive feedback about those assignments in Google Classroom. But the parent portal Ascender, which we're going to talk about more about Ascender in a second, is the official grade book. So you'll go to the parent portal to see your averages throughout the 6 weeks. Okay, so let's all take a stretch break, because I'm about to share with you some really important information about the first day of school. It's coming, guys. Just a matter of days, the first day of school, August 17th. So here's what's going to happen on August 17th. Middle school and high school, you're going to log in to your brand new FWAFA email account. It's a Gmail, it's a Google account. And it's your first name dot last name at artsacademics.org. And your temporary password is Fine Arts 2020 with a capital F. So this is what it will look like. You'll go to Google, just Google, and then sign in with your name dot last name at Arts Academics. And then you'll use that temporary password of Fine Arts 2020 with a capital F. At that point, Google is going to force you to create a new password. Put it in your phone right when that happens. Then, before I go any further, here's how we did the names with these new Google accounts. If your name has a hyphen in it, that hyphen is still there. So it would be your name hyphen your name dot your last name. Or if that hyphen is in your last name, the hyphen will be there. If your last name, if you have more than one last name, then there's just a dot in between. Or if you're a junior, there's just a dot in between. And then at Arts Academics. So then once you have logged in and you've changed your password, Google is going to ask you to sign in again. You must sign in with your at Arts Academics login, or none of this beautifulness that your teachers have created will work. You have to be logged in with that login. So you'll just sign in again. Then you'll go to the little dots at the top and you'll pull down Google Classroom, because that's where all your classes are going to be. And then when you click on Google Classroom, all of your 8 classes are going to magically appear in your Google Classroom. And all you have to do is click on Join. And those classes will populate in what I call your Google Classroom container. Now, Dr. Jackson made a big mistake on this next slide, and you just have to give me a little bit of grace, right? We're using resilience and grace. Because look, middle school and high school, I'm showing you Miss Wiggins' class. That's a 3rd grade class. That's not cool, Dr. Jackson. So pretend like this is Miss Langford's class, or pretend like this is Miss Walterscheid's class. Okay, guys? Giving me a little bit of grace. But all of the classrooms look just alike. And I think Miss Wiggins just looks so cute. So you can tell she's an artist on her inside. So what you'll do once you get to Google Classroom is you'll click on the classwork tab. That's where all the juicy stuff is. The first screen are announcements and the class stream. But the classwork tab is where you're going to want to go. Once you click on the classwork tab, in every single teacher's classroom, you're going to see at the very top their Zoom link information. It's going to be the same, regardless if in Miss Walterside's class or if you're in Miss Langford's class. It's going to be right there. So when you don't show up for your Zoom and Mr. Mendez is talking to you about not showing up, are you going to be able to say, well, I didn't know where the Zoom link was? No, you're not. You're not. Because it's right there at the top, middle school and high schoolers, right there at the top, the Zoom link information. The second most important thing, actually to me, the first most important thing besides the Zoom link is your attendance check question. That will also be at the top. And you have to complete and respond to that attendance check question every single day in all of your classes. But let me qualify that. If it's a Tuesday and we're on modified block schedule and you're going to your odd classes, those are the attendance check questions that you will do. If it's a Friday, so that's an even day, and you're in those even classes, that's the attendance check questions that you will do. Mondays, you'll do all of them. Thumbs up on Facebook Live for me. You've got it. Attendance check questions on the day of your classes. Another important part is your view work. View your work. All you have to do is press on that button and you'll see your assignments in a very organized way. So this student has 2 assignments. One of them is the attendance check question, and the other one is a get to know you assignment. One thing I love about Google Classroom is that it keeps things really organized. So right at the top, you have a calendar, and on the calendar, you will be able to see your due dates. I love that. So when I'm calling you to talk about your grades, you won't be able to say, well, Dr. Jackson, I didn't know when it was due, because it's right there at the top. So you'll be able to keep things straight. You've got your Zoom link at the top and you got your assignment due dates at the top, and it's all right there laid out for you. Okay, so that's Google Classroom. Now let's talk about what you're going to do on the first day of school. Right now, today, on Wednesday, August 12th, it's time to go to bed on time. No more 2 in the morning, guys. No more sleeping till noon. It's time. It's time to face facts. You're going to be well rested. And you guys know I can give you all kinds of research on the teenage brain and how much sleep you need and how much your brain is growing. It's growing more than it will ever grow during this time. So treat your brain well and get some rest. Then on Monday, August the 17th, you're going to be up on time because you have attendance check questions to answer. On Monday, August 17th, you're going to log into your Google account with your @Arts Academics login, and you're going to join all 8 of your Google Classroom classes. You're going to answer your attendance check question, and you're going to get oriented to your class. You're going to read, teachers they will have course guides for you. It's like a syllabus that will tell you what you're going to be learning about and the expectations of the class and all that good stuff. So just orient yourself to the class. On Monday, August 17th, there are no Zooms. We just want all 650 of you to log into Google, find your classes, join your classes, and answer your attendance check questions. That will be an amazing day for Dr. Jackson when all of that happens. The dress code is casual and comfortable, but let's change out of your lounge wear and be in some casual wear. Might want to brush your hair for those Zoom meetings that we're going to be having. Then also we've gotten some questions. Well, let me back up. Let's see to this. We're doing well on time. So in the comments, why don't you type in what is going to make Dr. Jackson super happy on August 17th? What is going to happen? And Monica, you'll have to tell me what they're writing. There's like 3 big things. Has anybody gotten the right answer yet?
Log into Google Classroom.
Yes. Log into Google Classroom with your brand new arts academics login. Not your parents login, not your personal email. It has to be your @arts academics. And then those classes are going to populate. Awesome. So next, in order for you to have all your paperwork in order, I want to talk a little bit about enrollment forms. So typically, your medical form is due before school starts. This year, your medical form will be due when you return to school and you're going on a school trip. Also, media releases. That is one form that we do need. So please get your media release form turned in, as well as your technology and internet user agreement form and the free and reduced lunch form. And what you can do is you can just put those in an envelope and mail them to us, and Miss Warner will receive those. Or if you want to swing by the school, she'll pick them up from you. You can bring them on that Wednesday next week. I'm getting to that. So just make sure that you get the media release form, the technology form, and the free and reduced lunch form in as quickly as you can. So today was an exciting day for all of us at FWAFA because we successfully pushed out all student schedules to Parent Portal. So what happened last night was the system went down for maintenance. And when it woke up this morning, class of 2021 became class of 2021. And our 6th graders became 7th graders in our middle school. So it was an exciting day. You could probably hear Miss Van Dyke and Miss Sisk and Mr. Ware and I just like jumping up for joy all across Fort Worth. However, like all good things, there's always like a little hiccup, and we're having some troubleshooting with Ascender. So what I've learned is that it does not like Internet Explorer. So change your internet browser to Chrome. Try logging in with Chrome. And then also you can recover, if you already have an account, you can recover your username by using the website link or the phone app. And you can also reset your password through the website link or the phone app. If you're brand new to us and did not have a parent portal last year, you were emailed yesterday or may have been this morning with your student's unique ID number. So all you have to do is go into Parent Portal Ascender and create an account. And then you use that unique student ID number to link you to your student. If you get locked out, it's okay. All you have to do is wait a few minutes, like 30 minutes, and try again, and try it again in the Chrome browser. And I think you'll be successful. Also want to give a shout out before we close this up to our amazing PTSO. Those awesome families and parents raised $30,000 for our school this year. And all of those funds went to things that touch all students, things like technology and literacy and field trips and teacher classroom grants. So they are a hardworking group of people. I just encourage our new families and our returning families to get involved. It's a fun way to be engaged with the school. They do lots of fun activities throughout the year, and their hearts are pure navy and red. They love our school and support our students and our teachers. So I have to give a big shout out to our PTSO. Then we have some important dates coming up. Today is almost over. And like I said, we pushed out those schedules electronically. August 17th, our first day of at-home learning. You'll be logging in with your Google account, joining your classes, and answering your attendance check question. Then on the 19th, we're having our PTSO uniform resale and our material textbook pickup. I want to sincerely apologize for making that change, but I felt like it was important for teachers to have a little bit more time to make those important decisions about what materials and supplies that students need, so that parents aren't having to make multiple trips. So join us on next Wednesday, a week from today, from 6 to 7:30 for the PTSO uniform resale and to pick up some school materials. Also, you'll just need simple school supplies for our at-home learning. We are going to hold on to those materials that were purchased through the Texas Boys Choir fundraiser, and we'll be distributing those out at a later date. If you have a technology request, Mr. Mendez is the person to seek. He sent out a technology request form through email in Jupiter Ed last week. And he contacted families individually about their pickup times. So if you have any questions about technology, email Mr. Mendez at omar.mendez@fwafa.org. And then I talked about Howdy Week at the top of the hour. We have Howdy, our first Howdy Week, August 24th through 28th. We'll be having Homecoming Week when we transition to in-school learning. And then I'm super excited that our very first performance of the year is our student choreography concert. It's open to every student at FWAFA. So if you're a choreographer, if you're a dancer, this performance is for you. And it's going to be a spectacular night of dance. The audition deadline is August 26th. Be sure to check out my weekly principal letter, because I'll have all the ins and outs and details of how to submit your choreography to this concert. And I just can't wait. And then on that note, I can't wait really for all the different performances this year. One of the things that I just love about FWAFA is our teachers and their creative minds. And instead of trying to fit like what we always do, you know, having that mindset like, well, we always do it this way and we'll just like cram it in and make it fit, they are expanding our horizons and thinking so creatively and reconceptualizing our performance series so that we harness the power of this situation that we're in to make our best art. So I can't wait for them to share with you these reconceptualized ideas that they have. And I can't wait to see the kind of art that you produce in this environment. I think it's going to be one of a kind and absolutely phenomenal. If you need technical assistance, we have set up a help desk. It's just email help@fwafa.org. We have multiple people watching this email basically around the clock. So you only need to send one email and we will get to you. We are experiencing very high volume right now, but we will get to you very quickly. But if you need assistance on Monday, especially with your student's Google account or Google Classroom or your Ascender Parent Portal, then just email help@fwafa.org. And I'm ending with how we started. We're the little gem of the Fort Worth arts community, and we are making magic every day. And this year will be no different. Like I was saying earlier about our teachers and our fine arts teachers, they are using this as a platform to just be a springboard for even greater creativity. And I cannot wait to welcome you aboard and welcome you back to school so that we can see the kind of art that you produce. So that's all I have for tonight. And we will see you online on Monday.